Hello and welcome everyone. Today we have this World Peace Tournament on Global Speedrunners Association between AwesomeAggron and Tilotech. I am Zinpars and I'm joined by Troy of Fathoms.
Hi. I'm here as well.
And yeah, welcome our runners are in the call as well. And
Hey.
yeah, how are you guys feeling? Like Aggron, how do you feel about this race?
I mean, I generally feel okay. I haven't really done too much world peace, but I have other longer category experience and bingo experience, so I feel pretty alright.
Yeah, I've seen you've done many darker side runs and also a few world peace runs, so
yeah,
you should be pretty fine with the routes for world peace.
Yep.
And Tyler, how about you?
I'm feeling pretty good. Hoping I don't mess up the route in this race, because I did a world peace yesterday where I got an extra moon, so I hope that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay. I mean, one extra moon is not the end of the world, so
yeah, but it was it wasted a lot of time.
Have you done many world?
definitely.
Have you done many world peace runs? Because I've looked up your
I've
speed
done
run.
4. I've done 4.
Okay. Yeah, you still have a pretty good time for 4 runs.
Yeah, and the last one I didn't record, so I don't have that.
Yeah, I think I've done like 5 or 6. So.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like a pretty even matchup.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys are ready, you can prepare for the race.
Yep. I'm on the title screen.
I'm almost.
Or, the file select.
There we go.
All right, then thanks for the interview, and you can leave the call, and then you will see the countdown in the Discord.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Get out. But in all seriousness, I want to start, so it's good that we can get this interview out of the way and get into the race.
Yep. So while our runners are preparing, well, how do you feel? How do you feel about this match, Troy? Like, do you know the runners? Do you have a favorite?
I know the runners, but I don't know the runners in reference to world peace. My favorite would probably be AwesomeAggron, just purely based on what I know about the two players, but I don't really know too much about how they are in world peace settings. Although the route isn't starkly different from any percent. It has some key differences in the middle, but the beginning and end are pretty much the same.
Yeah, as I said, I looked up their speedruns profiles, and it looks like Tilotech has like a 2 minutes better time in any percent, so we might see him pull ahead at the start and maybe at the end. And as you said, Aggron has some darker side experience, so he might have the advantage in the world peace kingdoms. But yeah, we will see. So yeah, the first 2 kingdoms, Cap and Cascade, are exactly the same as in any percent because, well, there are not many moons, and you have to get the multi-moon in Cascade. Maybe we should define the world peace category for those of you who don't know what it is exactly.
Sure. So world peace is basically defined by the easiest way to figure it out is if you go to Toadette at the end in Mushroom Kingdom, there's an achievement that she has that says get world peace, and it's for all the kingdoms. And basically the way you do it is by beating all the bosses in each kingdom.
Yeah, basically. You can skip some like mini bosses like the Brutals by using glitches. But yeah, you have to defeat all the end bosses in the kingdoms. And basically get all the multi-moons, that's also another definition. So yeah, it looks like both of our runners have a pretty good cap. We see Tilotech has a few seconds advantage, but that's nothing that will decide the race.
So yeah, in Cap Kingdom and Cascade, and any percent wise, we already do that. Already do it. already get world peace in the same way. So it's the same route.
Yeah, I don't even know if Cap Kingdom counts towards world peace. But yeah, like you have to do this. There's no other way around Cap Kingdom than defeating Topper.
The huge divergence is going to be Sand Kingdom, just because of how big of a kingdom it is, and then how much more stuff we have to do. And it's always the case of, in all these kingdoms, getting world peace while simultaneously getting enough moons so that you can unlock the next kingdom.
Yeah, you will see that we will skip many moons that we would normally get in any percent because there are quicker moons on the way to world peace. Also, a minor note, you guys might know the first moon skip. The runners are not doing this because Aggron is on 1.2 and Tylo is on 1.0, so only Tylo could do the trick. And that would be unfair, and we are sportsmen here, so we agreed to not do that trick.
Yes, the rule set states if you're both on 1.0, then you can do first moon skip, but otherwise it is out. Very smooth, yeah, smooth T-Rex skip by Tilotech. Those things can still trip people up. AwesomeAggron's able to get it as well. And
Yeah,
this boss fight's pretty simple. It's just capture. We've all seen it. It's just capturing the chain jump and then flinging it towards the boss.
Aggron missed the jump on the jump, so he had to wait a little bit. But he was still able to quickly recover that. And yeah, that was basically the first any percent part of world peace. Now starts the part where, well, actually it's only sand that is world that's different, and then lake will be the same, basically. Depends on what route you take in any percent. And then wooded will be different again, and then cloud and lost will be any percent again. Like it's like always interchanging at the start.
Yes. If you were to do the lake clip route for Lake Kingdom in any percent, that is not the same because you do need to fight Topper, or not Topper,
Rango.
Rango. Thank you.
Okay, so Tilotech, leaving Cascade and soon entering Sand, and then we'll see the interesting part of World Peace. Also,
right. Yeah. Also, there was no chest clip going on here. They both went to the top of the pillar. I believe top of the hill, and I believe that one is because the back clip is also banned.
I don't think it's banned, but usually you take the moon on top of the cliff if you don't do first moon skip. You only get the chest moon if you need to get 2 moons after Madam Brood.
Right.
So maybe optimally chest moon could be faster, but if you miss the clip or even make a little mistake, then it would have been faster to just grab the cliff moon and way easier.
Yeah, I believe the 1.2 they made it so that it's a lot harder to remain out of bounds.
I think that's not true for moon clips, only for roll cancel clips. But I'm not too familiar with that clip, so don't trust me on that.
Or mine, or me either. I probably know less about this game than you, so.
Have you been up to date with the sand routes for World Peace?
I have watched the world record run of this category, so I do have a familiarity with it. It does seem like at least these first humans are about the same, but then once we start getting closer to the pyramid is once the inverted pyramid is once it really starts to diverge.
Recently we have also there has been a huge discussion about rerouting sand. Currently there are probably 3 or 4 different routes that runners use. It looks like both of the other runners are using the old route, or the normal route.
Right, and this is also part of what I love about speedrunning tournaments. It especially if you do it for a category that doesn't see as much love, you get so much more optimization for that category. People start to look into it more.
That's true,
Well,
yeah.
World Peace was kind of like the stepchild of the family. It just wasn't really being looked into too much, and now there's so much innovation happening in it.
Yeah, I think the Discord channel really blew up once the tournament started, like rerouting sand and optimizing movement. Everything is going on right now.
Yeah, so there is a Jaxi skip, and it's important to get that checkpoint there, because you are going to go back to that island afterwards.
Exactly. And
Which is
Tilotech
also...
is not getting the luggage moon. Some retime has been done, and it was decided that the luggage moon, which Aggron might be getting. Also, Tilotech is struggling a little bit with the IP clip, which is pretty hard. Okay, he got it, nice. Took him a few tries, let's see how Aggron will do. And that moon that Aggron just grabbed, that's the new moon. Like, it will be like, well, a few seconds faster. I'm not sure about the timing. But yeah, that's basically... Wow, Aggron got it like first try?
That was basically first try. Had to do a couple times in the setups there. But once they actually did the roll cancel, it was first try.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
both of them opting to be using these bullet bills and these gaps. We'll see what they do in the second one. These giant gaps where you're supposed to capture a bullet bill can both be cleared without using a bullet bill, and it is faster. It's just a matter of being familiar with it or not.
Although I just want to point out that Aggron, who is on 1.2, got the clip so fast, and personally I have never tried the clip on 1.2, but I keep seeing runners struggle on it, so really props to him for getting that so quickly.
And so yeah, here's the second longer gap, and this one's significantly faster if you can do it without the bullet bill. So nicely done there, Tilotech.
Yeah, sometimes if you mess up your depth perception, okay, Aggron slipped down the like that was really slippery, but he just decided to grab the bullet bill as a backup, and I think that's the fastest way to back that up.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to clear that wall, otherwise you pretty much have to either wait for the bullet bill to destroy the blocks to go underneath the wall, or just take the bullet bill to go around, and then at that point you're already in the bullet bill, so why get out of it?
Yeah, here we're seeing the first multi-moon that we're not getting in any percent. We are fighting against Harriet in any percent, but not in this kingdom, only in Bowser's kingdom. And the fight is basically the same.
Yes,
she just has one bomb. That doesn't change much.
Harriet has a ponytail instead of pigtails, which is what she has in Bowser's kingdom. So the ponytail has a bomb on it, and the pigtails both have bombs on it.
Yeah, it basically just makes it easier to hit her, because you don't have to adjust the angle.
Yes, it just gets thrown straight in front of Harriet, and the bomb just gets thrown straight ahead instead of to the side. To either side of her. And now the pyramid gets raised.
And it suddenly turns night for some reason. And it stays night forever until you defeat the boss. And as you can see, the runners are now utilizing that checkpoint that I got earlier to make it to get way quicker to the boss.
And this, by the way, brings up probably one of my favorite cutscenes that you can make happen. Because of the way that you get into the inverted pyramid, if you were to do the moon that would open the pyramid door at this point, you would just be greeted with a 5 to 10 second clip of basically a picture of just the hole where the pyramid is, because it's already up in the air, not in the screen anymore, not in frame anymore.
That's pretty hilarious. Also, Aggron was dodging those mummies quite well. They can be really annoying. He managed to dodge one by using a roll cancel, because if you roll into them, then you just get damaged if you roll cancel or jump, then you can avoid them. Also, Tilotech is doing a bullet bill trick, but he misses it, sadly. It's not the end of the world though, because he respawns right before the trick. Let's see if he goes for it again. No, he decides to take the safe way. Also, he's now going to the right to grab the treasure chest moon, and Aggron is coming up to the trick, and he nails the trick. And Aggron can just run all the way through here because he grabbed the moon earlier. And because of new bullet bill tech that was found like a few months ago or a few weeks ago, this is definitely faster than grabbing the chest.
Yes, AwesomeAggron is pulling ahead due to knowing that strategy.
Missing the bullet bill trick, but managed to save it.
Yes, good backup there. So this trick is annoying, and it looks like Tilotech's not even going to go for it. Because
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah. So Nintendo kind of has a thing for bosses with two giant hands. So here's one.
Here's Bongo Bongo. Yeah, do you want to explain this fight, or do you think it's self-explanatory?
It's pretty self-explanatory. Just avoid the hand. The ice falling from the sky is supposed to be annoying, but if you just stay in that one position where you're seeing Tilotech and Aggron go, they don't hit you ever. So you're just waiting for the hands to be vulnerable so that you can capture them and then punch him in the face.
There are slight optimizations, like you can roll towards him while he is away and preparing to launch his hands. That will make him come back a little bit faster. We saw Aggron do it and Tilotech didn't do it.
Yes, there are also some swag strategies where you can basically jump clear over the hands while they're rocketing towards you. So that is something you can do if you want to.
And for this moon grab, we will see a camera manipulation. If you point the camera upwards, you can grab the moon earlier. And yeah, that again saves a few frames probably. Yeah, so far our runs are pretty even. A few little mistakes on both sides, but pretty good time. Yeah, the good thing about World Peace, whenever you grab a moon, like a multi-moon from a boss, it teleports you to the Odyssey, so you can just throw Gabby on the globe instead of warping back or walking back or whatever you do in any percent. Yeah, next up will be Lake Kingdom. It will be like the normal any percent route. There won't be any, like if you know about the new lake route that we mentioned earlier, where you clip out of bounds and grab the checkpoint on the painting island and grab another chest moon and stuff. You can't do that because you have to defeat Rango. So we just see the normal route here. However, even though it is the normal route, there might be some little mistakes here and there that can save or lose time. Probably lose time if it's missed. Oh, like this. Aggron sadly missed this jump. Let's see if he can back it up. Oh, he didn't get enough height. With the cap return jump, it will work out though. It's nice. But yeah, that allowed Tyler to actually overtake the lead.
Alright, so this is a kingdom where the route pretty much can't be optimized any further, because this is the same route as what we use at any percent, and any percent has been pretty damn optimized at this point. Although there is some, like, at this point, any percent, if you find an optimization, it's almost guaranteed to just be like 0.2 seconds faster.
Yeah, most likely. There have been a few huge finds, I think. Well, okay, that was probably the not clip that I'm thinking about. But yeah, you're right. Most of the optimizations are just a fraction of a second. However, in World Peace, the reroutes that we've mentioned earlier and some other optimizations save several seconds, so that's still really optimizable.
Yeah, and this is because in World, like I was saying before, World Peace just hasn't been concentrated on entirely. So a lot of the routing is still in its early stages.
Yep. And yeah, Lake Kingdom went pretty smoothly for both of them. Just the small little mistake from Aggron at the start where he missed a jump, which just made the race a bit closer, so that's not too bad, right?
No, not at all. After Lake, we got Wooded Kingdom, and this is going to be another pretty large divergence. The bigger kingdoms are always the ones that are going to be pretty, like, starkly different, just because of how many more moons you got to get, and we actually are forced into a certain route a little bit, whereas any percent on these bigger kingdoms, you can kind of just go wherever as long as you get the amount of moons you need.
Yeah, Wooded is actually pretty crazy. Like, you have to get 8 moons to gain world peace, and you only need 16 to advance to the next kingdom. So while going for the world peace moons, you just need 8 other moons. And that means we have to skip many of the any percent moons. And there are also 2 other moons that will be quicker on the route from after the Brutal towards the boss. So yeah, we don't need the early moons.
Yes, and this route also introduces probably one of my favorite skips in any category, being the tower jump.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty cool. It's not as hard as other jumps, but it looks impressive.
Yeah, it just looks really cool. That's really all it is.
Also, nut clip. It does save time. That's an unfortunate bonk.
Yes, it is.
But okay, he backed it up. Yeah, nut clip. It does save time in this category. I think around 7 seconds if you do it optimally. However, is it more risky? Is it riskier? I don't think riskier, but it's not as huge of an impact as in any percent. Oh, Tyler missed it. And Aggron didn't go for it. So
yeah, Aggron didn't even try. So ultimately, they're tied.
Exactly. But Aggron is feeling better, probably.
Right, Tilotech is has to like recover mentally for a second now.
I also don't know what strat Tyler would have gone for. Like, there's strat where you just go through the wall so you can go to the switch like 1 second quicker. There's also strat where you can skip the whole lever and gate, and that saves like 7 seconds, and you can jump straight.
Yeah, probably
on
going
the
for
cliff.
that. Yeah, probably going for that, where you just essentially go around the gate using out of bounds.
It is really risky though, because if you don't get enough height, you land the deep boots. Not necessarily deep boots, but it's pretty likely.
And so yeah, we do not get around the corner. Simply just get the piranha and then gonna go across the flower road.
Or skip it.
Or skip it, yeah, sorry.
Like
jump around the flower road. Yep, get that, and then get this nut over here, and then doing the tower skip. Or tower jump.
Good flower road skip from both of our runners. Let's see how the tower skip will go. Okay, that looked like a risky roll from Tylo. Okay. Nice, he got up there. And Aggron got up there as well, nice.
Aggron seemed to do a bit of a safer jump there. Went backwards at the last jump so that they could have more of a surface to land on, whereas Tilotech actually just opted to be on the scaffolding, which is much thinner.
Oh wow, I didn't even catch that. I was trying to look at both of them.
Yeah, if the sides are like graded, so you actually do have a larger landing platform over there.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to go for safer strats if you could die if you just land 1 pixel off or something. Okay, that was exaggerated, but yeah, it's a good idea to go for safe strat, especially in races.
Even it did allow Tilotech to pull ahead a little bit. But we still got pretty much half of the kingdom left. Like whereas when you fight Speward in any percent, you're done with the kingdom. Here we still have 7 more moons. 6 more moons, excuse me.
But that part is relatively quick. Like the boss feels pretty quick if you get fast speed. If you don't, then it feels like it's really slow. We can talk about the fast speed later. It's basically a tech with the uproot.
Okay, good jump across, and now into doing this jump.
Nice,
Well done
Tyler
there.
got the hard jump. It's not
Oh,
that
and that's
hard.
gonna be an interest. This doesn't look that bad, but like getting up there. But now he's kind of got a weird way of having to get around those blocks. So well done recognizing what he had to do there.
Tilotech bonked on the railing, so he lost his rocket flowers. There's actually a way to reset the rocket flowers here, but it's really hard. Like, you might know the trick from any percent in the seaside, but this one is apparently way harder. I tried it a few
Yes.
times. I couldn't get consistent at it.
Yeah, so this kingdom right here is probably why most people don't run World Peace, because of the amount of times you have to use tank controls. And no one likes tank controls.
I mean, the controls are not as bad as the bombs here that block all the shots of Aggron. He was pretty unlucky with his shots. Like, basically you have to hit those 4 targets, and while you're trying to do that, there's bombs randomly jumping out in random directions, and they can block your shots, and they can be really frustrating. Alright, this upcoming boss, he's called Torque Drift. You have to be in this uproot capture. Actually, I'm not sure if you have to be, but it's way quicker. And you have to hit those nodes on the outside and then hit him in the center. And it's pretty simple actually.
Yeah,
But,
this boss is meant to be pretty difficult in the transition phase, but there's actually a safe zone that you can go to. Tilotech actually is choosing not to do it because honestly, waiting up on top of the blocks can be pretty boring sometimes. So.
And yeah, there's actually a strat or a tech where you can get fast speed with the uproot, and Tilotech is opting to not do it, and AwesomeAggron didn't do it either. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has it. Basically, you have to land on the spawning pad of the uproots on a certain position. You can retry a few times, so you will get it eventually, and that will allow you to get faster speed, and then you can also jump to go even faster, and that makes the boss even easier, and it also speeds it up.
Alright, and at the beginning of the phases here, you do want to get these nodes, the first node at least, before the bricks even spawn around it, as that is the fastest way to do this.
Yeah, like Aggron did here. I will also allow him to go to the second node while it is only moving a little bit. Oh, he sadly missed the node.
Yeah, so it is kind of... Oh, missed it twice.
Okay, now
So
it's getting scary.
Yeah, so when you play this a bunch of times, you do...
No!
Oh, you do get to points where it can be kind of scary, because you do end up missing the nodes sometimes if you're not careful.
That's
And are just if you're just like not aiming correctly and just doing it as fast as you can, it can end up costing you some time. But in this case, costing you a lot of time, as Aggron dies on the 3rd phase, so has to restart the entire boss.
Yeah, that's a really painful death. And I said earlier that the boss is not that long, but it's still a boss, so it is still long. And yeah, this will be hard to come back to. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. think it's also like you rarely miss the nodes or like the hit boxes, and if you do, then you, or at least it happened to me as well. Like I didn't know what to do afterwards. Like I tried to get it again, and then sometimes because some bricks are already destroyed, you can not hit it exactly the same way or something. I don't know, but this feels really weird. And then the boss is shooting those lasers that produce fire if you don't hit them fast enough. And if you always hit them fast enough, then you don't know how to handle with these. Like you have to bait them outside and then prepare to hit his hitboxes.
Right. So the only hope that Aggron has right now is for Tilotech to not be that great at Bowser's fight. And that's what's happening right now. Ends up taking 2 hits before even capturing the hat.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, tries to get the early capture and fails at it twice.
Yeah.
So that's actually a pretty large time loss, and end up allowing for that gap to shorten a little bit.
Also ignoring the heart there. I would probably have taken the heart first, although he has enough time to get it now. I think he should be fine with 2 health.
Right.
Yeah, there's always
you are forcing yourself to take damage in this final phase, so you need at least 2 hits at the end.
Yeah, he's fine. Okay, that was scary. A little bit scary. But yeah, there's always the chance that Tyler also takes a painful death later on, like on a different boss. There are some really hard bosses coming up, or annoying bosses if you don't know how to handle them. And then there's always Mecha Brutal, so yeah, nothing is over. Also, we're back to any % now, because Cloud, as you just saw, is the same. Lost is the same. Actually, not sure if Lost has World Peace, and if you just gain World Peace by restoring the Odyssey, or if it's just not included in the To Death achievement.
It could be one or the other. I'm not actually sure right now. So yes, it's the same any % route, which is good, because if it involved beating Klepto, that would be really annoying.
Oh yeah. I mean, you kind of scare him, but you don't really defeat him, so yeah. If you really want to, like, there's a way to get rid, like, you can ground pound his stairs to, like, make him disappear, but that actually, he will actually respawn if you die. And if you want to completely get rid of him, you have to give him Cappy, or let him steal Cappy first, and then defeat him. Also, Tyler missed a block here, so he has to go back here. Get his hat grabbed again, and there he goes.
Right, and then it's also opting to whether or not gonna get Cage Moon here, which clearly answered right away. So not getting Cage Moon.
Well, it's a Stone Cage Moon. It's actually called Stone Cage, so it's a bit confusing. Let's see if he can get the jump here, or if he can save himself. Oh no, he can't.
So that's annoying. So that bonk is actually pretty time wasting, because you're like spending all that time trying to save yourself from dying there, and then end up bonking on the bridge. So it's not as significant as the time losses we've seen so far, but it still can be a pretty big punishment.
Did you see how Aggron's Bowser fight went? Like, was he able to make some time?
I believe I believe that was a near perfect Bowser fight. Of course, I mean, once the death happened at the end there from Tilotech, I mean, I was watching the end of Tilotech a bit there, but I did catch bits and pieces, and it did seem like he was certainly did better than Tilotech did, at least on the Bowser fight.
Yeah, I'll try to see how large of a difference there is between the runners. I wrote down a time when Tilotech finished Lost Kingdom, so we will see soon.
Right. So Night Metro is the same.
You grab an additional moon.
So Night Metro is not the same.
Exactly. Also, just a little mention, Aggron also missed that block, like from the hat grabber, and had to let his hat be taken away a second time, so wasn't able to make up time there. But maybe he can make up time here. Also, on Tilotech screen, that's the extra moon that we get. And Aggron was able to save himself from below the bridge, so that will help him catch up. Tilotech had a pretty good Night Metro so far. Night Metro can be pretty tricky sometimes. There are lots of time-losing jumps.
Yeah, that's pretty tricky, pretty much for the same reasons that it's tricky in any percent. And still, everyone is pretty much opting to still go for the older jump here. There is a way to jump from getting the moon inside the chest and make it across, but that is a just barely possible jump.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen that in any runs yet. Although I haven't watched many top runners recently in any percent. And the runners are like 2 minutes, no, 1 minute 45 apart. So a pretty big difference, but not the end of the race yet. Like both runners are relatively new to World Peace. Like I think Tyler did like 4 runs and AwesomeAggron like 5. And I think both of them have done some darker side runs. Yeah, both of them have done.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it against them to have notes out right now.
Yeah, I think the route is not the biggest problem. Although I think Tyler was it that got an extra moon recently, yesterday. So that could also cost some time. Oh, okay, that was scary. Like he almost got a 3 cycle there on the Wiggler. The hitbox was like kind of blocked. Or at least it looked like it was blocked, but he managed to get the 2 cycle. And I think Aggron's Night Metro has also gone really well. So let's hope that he makes this jump. And gets a good Wiggler fight. And then Day Metro will be different in World Peace and a bit more interesting for those of you who are tired of any percent. The start will be pretty similar, like we will still see the scooter clip. And there is also some rerouting going on for Aggron had a few troubles getting the shots, but he's fine now. Yeah, there have been a few reroutes, but I think for 1.2 version, the reroutes don't really take effect. Like, you have to... Yeah, well, there are a few different moons that you can get. Like, you could get this bench moon, which is Tylo getting.
And we gotta become friends with this guy.
Yeah, I think he's not in the in the fastest route anymore for 1.2. Or for any version, actually.
What we do get is all of the band members, which is very nice, because it's
Exactly.
entertaining to hear all of their sounds.
Get some good music, some O-taps as well, pretty soon.
Yay! By the way, I won't know what they are past OTEP because we don't have sound on this side, and I only know them. I only know the first 3. Because why would I know the other one?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I don't know them either, even though I ran this category, so... You're excused.
OTEP? Hey!
The voice acting. Okay, so
do-
Aggron is...
I do impressions in my spare time.
Now Aggron is also arriving in in Day Metro. Tilotech is getting his third musician here. Ooh, takes the bonk. No idea what he's saying. Probably something like Yao. I don't know.
It might be Yao, actually. You might be right about that.
He looks like a Yao guy.
This man looks like a Yao type of man.
Also, Aggron is grabbing the bench moon as well. So we're getting lots of love for the benchman here.
Right, and checkpoint flags are of big importance in this kingdom.
And you see Tilotech is skipping the pool moon up there. Like in any percent you would get the pool moon up there. In the newest route you would also get that moon and then jump down here. And then you have to do this kind of scary jump. It's not too hard, but if you miss it then you lose a lot of time.
Yeah, so there's also a possibility of bonking on that building and then falling to the ground, which is what makes it really scary.
And yeah, now that Tylo has talked to all four musicians, the sewers are open. And the sewers are like, well, a new area that will unlock the final part of the world peace for this kingdom.
Right, and it's the one thing that I prefer of 1.0 because sewer is such a huge area that like it's just generally not that fun. So being able to skip it with such a cool clip is what I would prefer.
Yeah. For clarification, there is a clip at the start of this, like you saw he came out of a pipe at the start and you can actually go on that pipe and oh no! Tylo missed his cap and has to start at the start again.
Yeah, so this respawns you at the beginning where you come out of the pipe from here.
And yeah, as I said, you can just skip all of this, but you're also skipping that moon up here if you're going for the clip. Oh, he didn't make it up on that green thing, whatever that is. Yeah, you can grab this moon if you don't do the clip. Oh, Aggron is actually grabbing the pool moon as well. Is he mixing up his routes, or does he have a plan?
Well, his plan is to miss the calling your shot moon twice. Probably not actually in the plan there, but it was there.
Yeah, also the reason why sewer clip is banned is because Tilotech is in 1.0, so he could just easily go through that wall, and Aggron is on 1.2, and especially the sewer clip is way too hard on 1.2.
It's still pretty hard on 1.0 as well. It's actually one of the hardest roll cancel clips in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like Aggron ended up with the right amount of moons, despite grabbing the 2 moons that you only have to grab 1 of them. And he sadly missed the green thing. I have no idea what to call them.
Yeah, that was just some unfortunate jumping there. But now we got a really nice song, so that will probably get some sour places in the chat.
I hope you have the sound of Tilotech right now.
Hopefully. But if not, we'll still get the song in like a minute. We do have the sound of Tilotech, cool. Hope you're enjoying it.
And the festival it's hard to do much optimization there. Like you can obviously you can do better movement, but it's only 2D, so you can only dash and jump. You don't have cap B, so you don't have any fancy tech or stuff. However, you still have to watch out that you won't die, because there are a few hidden hearts, which obviously waste time, so you optimally don't want to get hit. Or maybe get hit once, if it saves time.
I don't believe it does. The precise jumping does save time. so you don't have to jump 5 or 6 times to get the to kill Donkey Kong at the end there. And with that multi-moon, Metro is done. But AwesomeAggron is now just starting this multi-moon. It's not a difficult multi-moon per se, it's just kind of long, really.
It's really long, yeah. And yeah, with that we're off to Snow Kingdom. In any percent, you might have seen some runners that choose Seaside over Snow, or at least in certain situations where they don't have enough coins. However, we are not buying the Snow Moon. Yeah, exactly, we're not buying the Snow Moon, so we always go to Snow, except if runners want to be fancy or something. Also, the snow route is really different from any percent, because in any percent you're getting all those moons in the rooms, in those 4 or 3 rooms only, or 2, depends on route. And in World Peace we're actually skipping all of these, even though they are story moons. We don't need them. We can just clip to the boss.
Yes, the discovery of it was actually probably one of my favorite things. I've been around in this community a little bit, just kind of like hanging out, watching things a little bit. But once the roll cancel clip was discovered, I was out there trying to find stuff too, and I was out there like probably one of the first people who actually did snow clip. I don't have recordings of this stuff because who has capture cards?
I mean, switch capture function.
I think I did I think there is a tweet of it out there somewhere, but no one follows me, so.
Yeah, but that clip was really, like, it revolutionized this category, basically.
Right, it's probably what caused people to start running World Peace more often is this clip.
We're actually seeing Tilotech going for the upstairs snow clip, which is easier, but it's a bit slower.
Right, so that right there, this was the first clip that was discovered in Snow Kingdom. And both of them, in both cases, we're just going around all the barriers, which is actually why this is called Barrier Skip. And then you end up in Mound Bowl.
Yeah, for the block. Oh.
That was an interesting mess up there.
That room is pretty weird because it's like round and the camera also turns automatically, but it feels so weird. Like always when the camera turns automatically, it feels weird, and so I'm not blaming them from falling there.
Right, and now for some optimal bounding movement.
Yeah, you can actually make a little game if you guys want. Like you can't win anything, but if you want, you can just try to guess their times.
Yes,
Top runners are getting like around 52 to 55 usually.
Yeah, so
sure.
Try to guess it down to the 10th of a second, and who knows, maybe someone will like gift you a sub for the main Speedrun channel or something.
Okay,
I'm not promising anything, by the way. I'm just saying I don't know. Things happen in this chat sometimes.
Aggron is going for the downstairs snow clip and gets it pretty quick. That's actually the harder one, especially on 1.2. So that's pretty nice. He might have gotten some time on Tyler, because Tyler did upstairs.
Oh, that was an annoying bound that they just got there. So yeah, depending on where the bounds are, you can go forward or straight up as well.
Yeah, his first round was pretty good. I think sub 20 is pretty good for the first round. Though I might be mistaken. So let's see. Oh, that last round was... Oh, that was not the first one. Okay, well... What was that time? 59 something? If I saw it correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is kind of slow, but it's okay.
Yeah, Bound Boy is kind of like... You'd know that you can save like 5 or more seconds if you would practice it, but nobody really wants to practice.
Why not? It's actually... I find these controls to be really fun, honestly.
I have avoided it a long time as well, but once I started practicing it, I had actually more fun than when I was just winging it. And Aggron looks like he also practiced it. Like, his movement looks pretty smooth, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a 17.86 lap right
That's
there.
really good. He could get a sub 55 time here. Or even better, that looks really good.
Yeah, this is some really good pathing right now. Oh, 55.4.
Nice, so he made up some time there. And Tilotech actually struggling with the bunny here right now. Just a little bit though.
Yeah, so once that's done, we have a lot more stuff to do above ground. So, because the above ground area just opens up so much more once you get rid of the blizzard. There are a few of these moons that actually exist with the blizzard going, but most of them don't.
Tyler got
Fishing
trolled.
Moon.
Yeah, he got trolled a little bit by the fish because the fish was just swimming around the... I don't know what it's called. But yeah, then I think he got it first or second bite after the fish finally grabbed.
I believe it was called a bobber.
Could be. I had something like that in mind, but I didn't want to throw out the wrong words. Especially since it's not my native language.
Tilotech getting a kind of suboptimal route for that scarecrow.
Aggron tried to hit the bunny with a spin throw, but I think he was a little bit too slow, so the cap didn't actually reach the bunny. However, he got it relatively quickly. I've seen some rounds struggling for like 10 or more seconds on that bunny, just to try and reach it.
Yes, bunnies are actually pretty annoying moons, especially if you don't get them on like right away.
Did you see how the fish went for Aggron?
That was a pretty fast fish. That was pretty lucky, honestly.
Yeah.
I think fishing comes down to luck most of the time, so I just call that luck more than skill. Unfortunately, that bonk is skill, so
yeah,
sorry, Aggron.
That hurts a little bit, but he got back up there pretty quickly.
And is having better routing to getting that moon as well. Able to stay on the ice blocks the whole time as opposed to Tilotech, which was kind of swimming for a good portion of it.
And he was able to keep all the speed from a long jump, so that's like super good. And Tilotech is now in Seaside Kingdom. Do you want to explain the route or the basic route?
You basically just gotta hit all these buttons and get moons on the way to the buttons.
Exactly.
So yeah, these 4 moons that are on top of these pedestal sort of things are what opens the cages that is surrounding the buttons, and then you gotta ground pound the button. You're required to ground pound the button. Typically, in any percent, we just kind of ignore them.
Yeah, because of all the cutscenes around them.
Yeah, if at all. Like, I don't think you even get any of these moons in any percent anymore. Do you get any of the moons that unlock buttons? I don't think so, right?
No, in any percent not.
I think they used to be in the route at some point, but then you just wouldn't get you wouldn't ground pound the button afterwards.
Yeah, like week 1 routes maybe.
Shut up.
Also, about Seaside, there's also some rerouting going on. We're seeing Tilotech doing the normal route, and Aggron might be the new route. Might do the new route. It depends. Like I can try to explain it briefly. Like the caution that Aggron has right now, you have to place it on the railing like he's doing. Okay, you will see it on Aggron, so I don't have to explain it.
Right. I am going to say that I'm not sure yet, but I do know there has been debate for a while, right, at this point of whether or not it is optimal to get moons while you are fighting the boss. Because it is possible to do. The boss basically doesn't affect the world in any way, it just is there. There's no barriers that exist, so you can go anywhere you want away from the boss, and that's pretty useful, like, in between phases. So it is possible that it might be optimal to go get other moons while the boss is, like, invulnerable.
Also, just a comment on the routes. You see Aggron grabbing these two underwater moons. They are actually faster than grabbing this Captain Toad moon that you see on Tilotech's screen right now, and the left behind the waves, which was the ground pound moon that was close to the seaweed. What was it called?
Kelp. It's kelp.
Yeah, it has like a name, a Mario name.
I don't know. The plant is called kelp.
Kombu, exactly. I knew that I had it somewhere in the back of my mind.
I didn't.
Yeah, I knew it because we did it in a task. Also, small advertisement, we will have task later on this channel at 7 PM EDT, right? Pretty sure it's 7 PM. But yeah,
I have the schedule
now,
open in another tab, and yes, it's at 7 PM.
Tilotech is in the boss fight now. He is on 1 health, which is pretty scary because it's not unusual to get hit by this boss.
Yeah, a lot of the boss fights end up just being annoying simply because you just don't have a lot of practice with them, considering how much people don't like how many people run World Peace less.
He actually had to jump out of the machine to dodge the hit. And he's looking for hearts now.
Yeah, it's ground pounding a bunch
sometimes...
to hope that there was a heart in the ground somewhere.
Oh. Does he know? Oh, okay, the checkpoint. There's actually a life apart in that chest right next to the checkpoint, which would give him 6 health, but he probably doesn't need it. Oh, actually, the cycles might be messed up because that's his 2nd hit, if I remember correctly. Normally you do the 3rd hit up here. That could be a scary fight for him. Let's see how Aggron is doing. He's getting the 2nd hit here really quickly. And Pilot is ground pounding. Okay, no, it was actually the 3rd, so he did get the 2nd hit as well. But yeah, now eyes on Aggron's screen. He's probably attempting to clip the boss through these walls, which is done by attacking him here quickly, exactly like that, then wait a bit, finish the attack as he's done now, and now he should walk through the wall, exactly. And that's like a really short path, so you don't have to wait as long until the boss is vulnerable again.
Yep, optimized boss fights.
Exactly. But he missed the last hit a little bit. So he has to follow him.
Yeah, part of the optimized boss fights here is you run out of water pretty quickly on these gushions.
Yeah, the problem what happened there is that that 4th hit that he was doing only requires a little amount of water. And if you are able to not complete the hit but do a ground pound instead, you can actually skip the hit afterwards. However, he accidentally got the 4th hit, and then the boss was starting to spin and got invulnerable, so his ground pound basically just missed. That might have been a bit complicated, but I hope some people understood that.
What? No, I understood you. We're fine.
Okay.
We're cool at least.
So yeah, I actually want to see times again. 5701 for Tyler. Or, yeah, let's say 5710 when he starts the kingdom. That's easier to remember. Let's see, he's going for the hardest triple jump for the Salt Moon, and he gets it easily, nice. That's a pretty common jump in any percent. I'm not sure how common it is in World Peace.
Well, it
'Cause
has to be
there's-
done either way, I think.
There's still an easier version where you don't use the salt pile, but the nearby wall. It's usually done. It's also done in any percent by the newer runner or average runners, I say. I think only
Right.
like the top runners are going for that really hard one.
Right, and the hardest bunny fight in the game.
I mean, it's a refight, so it has to be harder, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's over. Look at all those coins. Those are all the coins that we get as reward for beating this really difficult boss.
Let's see what Aggron is doing here. He is also going for the hardest triple jump here. He misses
Oof.
it, and he's doing now the normal salt jump. That is easier to perform, and if you have to back it up, then it's actually also way easier to back it up with this one. Otherwise you have to get a weird distance with your triple jump that you might not be used to, depending on how well you practice the backup. Yeah, after Spirit, the route diverges from any percent. As you see, Tyler gets this moon first, the one atop the column. Then he's going for the box. And then he's going for the story moon that you usually do the turnip clip to get in. You can actually do the turnip clip in World Peace as well. However, it doesn't save as much time and it's way harder because you have to throw the turnip from the plaza or the town to this point. And if you mess up, then you die. And yeah, it doesn't save as much time. And since Aggron is on 1.2 anyway, it would probably be banned as well. So yeah, both are in a cutscene right now. Not the same cutscene though. Ooh, Aggron went for a hard triple jump where he jumps on that little stump to gain some more height. He sadly missed it, so lost a little bit of time. But not a big deal. Tilotech showing off his any percent muscle memory. To be honest, many of those moons are the same as in any percent. It's pretty surprising. Ooh, Tilotech bonking on this wall. Can he back it up? Oh, no, he had it.
Damn, did not I guess just didn't get the copy balance at the end there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he did a wall jump, if I saw that correctly, which made him lose the ability to cap bounce. Or he might just have missed the cap. I didn't see it exactly. Let's see how he backs this up. He's going... Ooh, okay, he realized that he would have bonked, so he went back again. And okay, now he's clear. I wonder if the runners are watching the restream. Or wait, they can't watch. I mean, they can watch it, but there's a delay, so yeah. I don't think they know if they're ahead.
Well, they can get an idea. They can at least see the mess ups and know what that means for them a little bit in terms of gap closing.
Yeah, true. So like Tilotech might feel at a disadvantage right now because he just died and that cost him like 30 seconds or maybe even more. Or less, I don't know. It's so hard to guess time or to estimate time losses. Yeah, now we see Tilotech grabbing this timer moon. He has to go back to the cave that is left of the or west of the city. He actually decides to wait for Cappy here. You could just jump over the gap, which is a bit risky. Grabbing the fork and not getting the right angle, so he has to run back a little bit. And now he's trying to climb this. A bit of sloppy movement right now. He might be a bit nervous because of that death. Or he might not be that familiar with this route. Because you're coming from a different... Ooh, Aggron almost falling off the timer.
Oh, and thank you for the 140 viewer raid, Timpani.
Timp wave. Oh, I forgot to look at the time difference between the runners. And we saw Aggron doing it without Cappy. And he is still grabbing the fork. He unfortunately shook too much, so he threw Cappy mid-flight and negated all his speed.
I'm also joining in on the Timp emote spamming because I have them.
And yeah, Tilotech already did this cave. Aggron just entered this cave where you have to just bring a Podoboo to the end, basically. And there's also Secret Moon. Ooh, don't hit those. If you hit those wooden planks in the lava, you actually lose the Podoboo and you most likely die. Or lose a bunch of time. And Tilotech is going for a pretty hard jump here. See, he opts for the cap wall strat, which is probably the safest one. He gets it. He had some trouble setting it up, so Aggron might catch up, and he took a little bit of damage there. But there, he managed to go up. He grabbed the checkpoint to refill his health for this upcoming boss fight. Now, what do you think about this boss fight? Are you running World Peace, by the way?
I am not running World... I have not run World Peace. I have 100% of this game, so I have fought this boss before.
Okay.
I have fought it twice, because that's how 100% works. I never want to fight it again.
Yep.
Mainly because of the third phase of this bird throw up. So yes, this bird is a great chef. He decides that what the stew really needs is its throw up. Gonna add some of that.
Tylo actually having a pretty good fight. I was about to say the hitboxes on this boss are pretty weird sometimes. And wow, Tylo almost has a perfect fight there.
Yes, it's not just the hitboxes of the bird though that are annoying. It's the hitbox, I guess, where the platforms exist of the floating throw up.
Yeah, exactly. That's also
And it becomes pretty annoying in the third phase.
Yeah. And you also have the Magma or the Podoboo movement, which is the lava bubble, which can be a bit weird. It depends on how well you know them. And yeah, in this third phase, those platforms are small and they have gaps in between, so it's hard to go fast for one, and it's also hard to actually land on them. And Aggron also got a pretty good fight. Okay, now I will remember to write down the time for both of them. So we can look at the difference. .106 on fade out for Tylo.
Someone in chat just asked a question, and the answer to that is yes. From here on out, we are back to any % routing.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be curious to see if we see Tylo increase his lead because he has a better time in any %, or if maybe Aggron manages to take back the lead in Bowser's Kingdom, or maybe even the Moon. Probably not in Ruined, but you never know. Okay, 45 for Aggron on fade out, so 45 seconds only apart. So Aggron managed to catch up quite a bit, like 1 minute, those past kingdoms. That's like really good. Like many runners would have been tilted or even given up after they died in that boss, and Aggron just he probably raged a bit, but then or at least he was angry, but then he managed to pull himself together and play well for the whole game, and he almost catched up, to be honest. There's not much like one big mistake from Tylo, or one somewhat big mistake, and Awesome is in the lead again. Also, we're in Ruined right now. You probably know this fight from any percent. If not, it's basically an auto-scroller. You have to fight him in every category. There's nothing really interesting going on. You just have to wait until he shoots all those rings at you, and then you can damage boost on him and hit all those swords or keys. And then ground pound. And then wait. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I guess there are small optimizations for this fight that can save frames, which is probably important at like top level play. Like we saw Aggron getting that ground pound like as soon as the hitbox was revealed, and I sometimes see runners like taking their time doing the ground pound as after the hitbox got revealed, so losing a few frames. But yeah, like it's nothing major. Probably nothing that would decide a race. Ooh, bonking there. That is a bit major. That lost him maybe a second, maybe half a second. Yeah. So since we still have a bit of cutscenes left, what is your favorite kingdom in, let's say, in the World Peace category?
In World Peace? Oh, now I actually have to think. Because in any percent, it's Lost Kingdom, but since Lost Kingdom is the same, I don't want to pick that again.
Oh, okay.
Give me a bit and come back to me on that.
All right. Can do that in the next cutscenes probably, if we have both in a cutscene. I mean, now we can talk about Bowser's. Because Bowser's is the same as in any percent, but even in any percent we have different routes. I'm actually not quite sure which is the fastest, if it's the bird moon here at the start, or oh, Tylo messing up this jump a bit. Ooh, bonking. Missing the cap. Missing the cap again. Missing the cap. Okay, now he decides to take the bird. But he probably won't take the move. Nah, he's just going with the route he knows. I actually don't do that jump, so I don't know how hard it is. But yeah, well, once you miss it, you might be a bit like panicked and you want to make up quickly for it. And this actually allowed Aggron to catch up, and he's really close now. He also decides to skip the bird moon here at the start, so both of them will be going for the great moon in the later half of the kingdom.
I've decided it's Snow Kingdom.
Snow Kingdom, alright. Do you like the bound bowl, or is it just...
I just like the clip.
The clip, okay.
Purely
That's
the clip.
That's a good reason. And yeah, we will see the shards coming up here. There's also tons of different movements that you can do for these shards. You can also do down throws if you have Joy-Cons, and there's also tons of different ways you can do down throws. And seeing Tylo going for a little bit of a saver route here. He landed on the spiny platform before going back up.
Joy-Con boys!
Exactly. I don't think any of these runners are on Joy-Cons, so you probably won't see a down throw. Let's see, Aggron is taking a similar approach. He's getting hit by the Spinus though, so that will lose him a bit of time. Oh wow, hitting that hidden block there by accident, which basically robbed him of his jump. Now he's gotta find it back up, and he got it. I guess both of the runs are pretty nervous right now because I'm not sure if they know how close they are. Like, Tilotech probably knows it because, or he might even think that he's behind because of the start. Aggron probably also thinks that he's behind if he has looked at the stream, because I don't think the start of Bowser's Kingdom has already passed.
Right. If he's not watching the stream, he definitely thinks he's behind because of the Wooded Kingdom that he had.
You mean Aggron?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Tilotech probably also thinks that he's behind if he doesn't watch the stream because of the death in Luncheon and then the start here. I think he had something else. I can't remember.
That's just what happens in races. You can't expect everything to go right in a race.
And yeah, Bowser Kingdom has gone relatively well after those. Like, both have done a few mistakes at the start, but after that it's gone pretty good.
Good, and we're now in the debate that has been plaguing all the runners in this game for some time. Which is faster, Topper first or Harriet first? And I know we have a bunch of Tim fans in the chat now, so I know which one is probably gonna win, but it's still something that is still talked about.
Ooh, actually Tylo is having some trouble with Hatter and Popper, and but he managed to get the hard. Okay, so he's fine. If he had died there, then Aggron definitely would have pulled ahead. But even now, Aggron was able to catch up some time, and I'm gonna look at the time difference again while grabbing this story moon.
And keeping in mind that Tilotech did Harriet first and AwesomeAggron did Topper first, so.
Yeah, that's why I do it while grabbing the moon. Yeah, we still have Mecha Brutal coming up actually, so there could be a major lead change. And Aggron missing one of the bombs. Okay, he got the next one. That's just a small time loss. Like 1-2 seconds maybe.
Yes, and both these runners, I believe AwesomeAggron has done target acquired before. I don't know how familiar Tilotech is with it.
Yeah, I don't know about the runners, which version of the mecha they are doing.
Target acquired would certainly be a pretty risky strat to be doing here.
Yeah, I think they are still like 40 seconds apart. I almost missed the time on Aggron, so I'm not entirely sure, but it should be around 40 seconds. The Tilotech had a pretty good section up to Mecha. Let's see what Aggron does. Ooh, he bonks. But he landed in the water, so that's not that bad. And he got in. Now grab the moon, okay. Let's see. Tilotech's Mecha. Doing right side. Getting up pretty quickly, nice. Getting even the spin pound. Going for the quick second hit. Let's hope he gets it.
Going for the positioning, gets it. Wow,
Yes.
Nicely done there. And will they go for Harriet last or Harriet third? Looks like setting up for Harriet third.
I think for now he just wants to stay up there, and now he's positioning for...
Yeah, that's positioning for Harriet last right there.
Yeah. There are many different setups for that hit. But yeah, everyone does what's comfortable for them, and he managed.
Generally, just getting close to the edge is a pretty good indicator.
Aggron doing the exact same strat to get up to the mech. Not doing a spin punt though, losing a little bit of time. And he's not going for the extremely fast hit. This is the small end strat, yeah. Also pretty quick. Yeah. Let's see if he gets the third hit. Seems
Also
like.
not- Yeah,
Yeah.
no target acquired today.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm missing the third hit.
Yeah, that will cost him. Like, it will be really hard to come back now. Is he? Oh, okay. He was waiting for the bird. Gets hit, but he doesn't care. Just wants to get that hit in. Nice, okay. Now just get the last hit. It could still be that Tilotech messes up on Moon somehow, so Aggron shouldn't give up yet. I mean, he should never give up, but yeah. Like, what are possible time losses on Moon? Moon skip could be a time loss, although runners nowadays don't really struggle with that much anymore. There you can lose some seconds in Bowser fight. You can die in the 2D skip, you can die in the last room, which is really unlikely, but we have seen everything. Especially in races.
Just how races work. And that's why best of ones can like best of ones can be pretty interesting because it is ending up where consistency becomes even more important. In best of threes, it's true there too because but it's also a case of endurance as well.
It depends on whether the matches are played after each other or if you can take a break. But yeah, it's basically also consistency, but more like over several runs. Tilotech taking a little bonk, which is nothing bad, but still a bit annoying.
And I don't know how good Tilotech's vectors were there. I wasn't really watching for them.
I think his first vectors were pretty good. He could have vectored while having the rocket flowers as well. But I don't think that's as important as the starting ones. That's looking like a good moon skip. Yep. Just don't fall off the bridge, and yeah, he's fine. So yeah, one obstacle is cleared for Tilotech. I call them obstacles, but like chance that they are losing a lot of time on these obstacles are rather small. Right. Tilotech entering the Bowser fight. Awesome, just starting out on Moon, doing some vectors. Yeah, he got the good vector. Decent vector, not the best. Oh, but he got hit by the spike bar. Which is probably similar like a bonk. Oh, he grabbed the checkpoint to gain some health. That's some good improvisation there. Because you might need that health for the Bowser fight. Depending on how many damage boosts you're doing and how confident you are. Tilotech's Bowser fight is looking pretty good so far. Tilotech being a bit bored, so he does only small jumps to dodge this fire. Like, the fire hitbox is so small, you can even roll above it. Like, when you start the roll, you do a tiny jump, and that's enough to dodge the fire. Getting the third hit as well, that's really good. Or at least the hat, but I doubt that. Oh, wow, okay. I didn't say anything. Please don't judge me. Allowing Aggron to catch up a little bit, actually. I'm not sure if Tyler forgot about the hits, or if I don't know, maybe an input got dropped, or he jumped too late or something. But yeah, Tyler is now in the escape. I think it's called escape, yeah. I've been playing too much Zelda, so there are also stuff that's called escape for sections. So I wasn't sure if that word was from Zelda or also from this one.
That word is from English.
Wow. getting that small jump on tile screen. Entering the 2D section, so let's all hope that he's not failing the 2D skip. Just theoretically, if he would fail it, he would be about at the same point as Aggron. A bit ahead. Oh, he's not even going for it. That's also an option. He might know that he's ahead, so he's just deciding not to risk it. Or maybe he never does it. That could also be possible.
Playing it safe.
Aggron trying to skip the cutscene a little bit too early, so opening the pause screen. Now he's also in the escape sequence. While Tilotech is entering the final room. Depending on how well he hits these pillars, he can still lose time to Aggron, but he would have to mess up really bad to allow Aggron to catch up. I don't think he got early pillar. There would have been more destruction around him. Yep, getting pretty good other pillars, just not too hard, and then getting the last few hits, or last one hit, last 2 hits on the pillar, and it's got the final rock, and time is coming up soon. Did Aggron do?
Yeah, Aggron just got 2D skip.
Nice. And Tylo is almost done. 1:23:51 for Tylo. That's a pretty good time for the race. Like a pretty good race time. I think that's actually a PB for him. If his Speedrun.com PB is accurate. It is. It's like a 1 minute PB almost, 50 seconds. And yeah, we're just waiting for Aggron to finish up, and then we'll see if the runners will come and join us for a post-game interview.
Right. And just to say that the runners are, I'm seeing in chat just from what's going on, very surprised at the results. And I think it's ultimately just comes down to consistency in the category, considering how much the two have run this.
Hello?
Hello, Tilotech, and congrats on your win.
Thanks.
And also on your PB.
I mean, technically, it's an official PB, but not an unofficial, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
do
mean,
you not
that's
have a
still good,
timer
though.
running? Do you not have a timer running currently?
I have a... yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
My PB is a 1:22:23. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So
My leaderboard PB is a 1:24:41. So I guess I PB'd by a minute.
and I
Oh,
was
hey,
joined
how's it
by
going?
Aggron as well.
Welcome, Aggron.
I cannot believe that torque drift death. That completely ruined this race for me. In my
And
You-
that
you
is
died in
why
torque.
you won, Tyler. That is pretty much why you won.
honestly, I cannot believe that. Like, I mean, like, yeah, there were other screw ups and the run was a disaster fire, but that torque drift death really triggered me hard.
So much happened in my...
And
was
then I started doing
terrible.
stupid shit like salt triple, which I obviously couldn't do because I don't run 90%. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh yeah, sorry.
So yeah, it can be.
That run was terrible.
Yeah, so
Same
getting
need.
so Aggron getting a deathing torque drift boss in Wood Kingdom after the 3rd phase. So basically having to do the entire fight over again.
Yeah, that was about a 2-minute time loss then, right?
I would say it's somewhere up there, yeah, definitely.
Wow.
But there definitely were some mess ups by Tilotech as well that resulted in you guys ending up becoming pretty much even again by the time we got to luncheon. There was about like a 40-second difference between the two of you.
Hmm.
I thought...
You getting like
Dude, I almost thought I was 3 minutes behind. Like, that was a terrible run.
like
Yeah, that race did not go well for me whatsoever.
just to tell you the final times, we got 123.51 for Tilotech and 125.01 for Aggron.
Okay.
Just based on what we have on stream here. I'm not sure what you guys have on your own timers.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got
yeah,
a
yeah,
123.49 on my splits. So
yeah. Also at the end of Bowser's, I fell off mech like an idiot, so that also killed the gap.
nothing huge happened in Bowser's for me. I couldn't get off the wall, so I had to take the Poke out. That's right.
Yeah, I think you were like around 40 seconds apart before Mecha. So it was like Aggron was able to catch up really well over the course of the kingdoms. So
Yeah.
props to you.
I mean, the clips went well, I guess.
Yeah, I think your
that's
clips
not
were
really
even
too much to say.
your clips were even better than Tylo's, I think. Like,
I got
for a
first
second
try.
okay. Sorry,
I
go
got
ahead.
first try on Snow Clip, I think, or second, but my IP clip was terrible.
I think
yeah,
I
I
had
think I got-
third try IP, or no, third try snow clip, first try IP clip.
I got
Yeah.
fifth try on IP clip.
The thing was that
it helped to
Aggron,
sit there and practice it a bit beforehand.
Aggron did the downstairs snow clip and Tylo did the upstairs snow clip. And for a second, I wasn't sure if maybe the game feeds were exchanged because you see the 1.2 runners do upstairs.
Nah, man, downstairs is easy. You just got to do a quick thumb roll on the Joy-Con.
Okay,
It's easy.
so the reason
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
use
do
Joy-Cons
downstairs
to
is
clip.
because I was just practicing right before this run, and the downstairs clip didn't treat me well. I couldn't like get it consistently, like sort of. So then I tried downstairs and I got it like 5 times in a row. So I decided to do it in the race. So yeah, deciding not to lose any
But
more
yeah,
time.
to be honest, I have no idea what happened in that torch drift fight. I was just really confused and baffled, to say the least.
Yeah, what were your thoughts like after that death? Did you like?
I lost. Which, you know, I wasn't wrong, but I'm glad the race was still somewhat interesting after that. Kind of.
I mean,
not
you
really.
did catch up a lot. Like, if you didn't make any more mistakes, I'm pretty sure you would have won this race. To be honest,
I don't know about that.
With the mistakes I made this run, it was oh man.
I mean, the torch
You
drift
would
def was
probably-
huge. I mean, I had a def at the beginning of sewers, and then
I
Mollusk
did too.
Lancer did a weird thing too.
died in-
I lost like 30 seconds to Mollusk Lancer, even though I got the clip. I was pretty mad about that as well.
Yeah, I lost a minute on Mollusk, and I also died in sewer. So
All right.
that's fun, fun stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, GG.
were you guys watching the stream at all?
Nope.
I popped in after Lost just to see where things were going.
Okay.
But of course, there's a 5-minute delay, so I couldn't really see anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we were wondering if you were watching the stream to know if like Tylo could have known that he was pretty much ahead after Wooded. And we were thinking that if he knows that he's ahead after he did some of his mistakes, or if he's actually feeling behind because he's not watching the stream.
Well, the thing is, I think when I popped in, I was behind Aggron actually, so that was.
Oh,
or
okay.
somewhere like
that
that.
torch drift def screwed me hard.
Yeah, that's a huge hit.
Definitely. And like, I've never died to that boss before, so I was just like super confused.
Since when did Aggron become Timpani? Loma.
Well, no, Timpani died because of a ledge clip. I just straight up died because of,
Yeah, but
you know, not being able to play the video game. Apparently. Like, I mean, like, seriously, like, I mean, like, I've had points in that fight where, like, I was at 1 health, but I've never died. Like, I mean, those blocks can be really finicky sometimes. But, like, it's never come to a point where, oh, I'm gonna die because of it.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought in the Mollusk fight. I was super afraid of dying in that fight, so I went around looking for hearts. Then I decided to just, I'm gonna get the checkpoint.
Yeah, that was a pretty good idea to grab the checkpoint.
Yeah, but I lost a lot of time because of it though. But still, I would have lost more if I died, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have like those backup strats or the safety strats for races.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, as soon as I died to Torque Drift, all of the safety strats are just thrown out the window. I'm like, I'm just gonna go for everything. I don't even care anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I get. So you were going for like the risky strats, trying to catch up.
Yeah, risky sewers, KFR movement, and one-chin, which I actually pulled off. I was pretty proud of that. Yeah, just in general, I just decided to go for a bunch of risky stuff.
The only thing I decided
Family
not to do
friendly.
was the blind jump because I was afraid I was behind, so I decided to not go for the blind jump. Because I think I had a feeling I was gonna die, so I just decided not to.
Oh wow.
And
But
yeah, Tilotech, you're now moving on in the bracket, and your next opponent will be Dangers. How are you
Oh,
feeling
no.
about that
What?
matchup?
well, Dangerous has a 5-minute or nearly 6-minute better PB than I have, so not.
Still
Looking-
race, anything can happen. He can die to both Torque Drift and Mollusk.
I guess that's the possibility, but I doubt that.
It will be definitely be a hard matchup. I think he's the current world record holder.
Yeah, he
you're
is.
real record
For
holder,
1.2.
So yeah, that will be hard.
1.2.
Not impossible, but yeah.
But I'll try to improve by then, I guess. I hope I can.
Yeah, do you guys have any more comments or any more things you want to say?
A comment. Bad
Torque Drift
grammar.
is a poorly designed boss.
That
apparently.
one is-
Like,
I mean, it isn't fun, especially.
like I mean, like literally, I never had that happen to me before, and of course that happens in a race. Like,
Oh yeah,
just-
Mollusk is a terrible boss too, by the way.
I mean, I actually
agree.
don't have problems with Mollusk normally. I mean, personally, I think he's actually a pretty fun boss once you know how to.
How?
I don't know, just pulling off the clip and all that. Oh, he's all right. I mean, most of the bosses in this game aren't very fun, to be honest.
The worst ones are
He's probably just the most interesting.
Mollusk and Kukateel. Those are the worst ones.
I mean, after learning how to fight Kukateel, I don't think Kukateel's that bad. The hitboxes are definitely terrible, but like, it's not
But
it's not horrible.
I got a perfect Kukateel, so I guess I should be happy. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it can kind of be consistent, kind of. All right.
Okay. Okay.
We
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
keep talking
well,
forever because we didn't. It was a fun race to be part of. But yeah, thank you for
definitely.
joining us. Great race between the two of you guys. I know it was kind of disappointing while running it.
I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised it was within a minute and 20 seconds for Torque Drift Def, especially since Tylo has more any percent experience, and that is half of this run. So I'm actually pretty proud that I kept up that well with a Torque Drift Def.
I'm just sad with the time I got, to be honest, and all the
Same,
mistakes I made.
Absolutely same.
I think that's.
I honestly think I would have been relatively close to my PB without that Torque Drift Def. I don't know exactly how much time it loses, though, so I can't say for sure.
All right.
But with this
Yeah, so
run, I guess
GG again to
I'm-
both runners.
Yep.
I just want to point out that there's another match in less than 1 hour, like 55 minutes. On this same channel, it will be Carlier versus JKB in a World Peace match. So make sure to come back here. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me,
Yeah.
I guess. GG.
There
Agron.
also
Alrighty,
there also
GG.
sorry to interrupt those GGs. There also is the option of staying here to watch some YouTube playlist videos. I'm sure that that the Speedrun channel decides to. Nope. Okay, whatever you do. Well, just music. Music. It's literally music. Music. Cool music. Okay, so enjoy the playlist that he picks.